So Gary, welcome to Birmingham City. How are you feeling?
Yeah, great. It's a really exciting day for me and the rest of the staff, not least because we're really looking forward to getting our teeth into the job. So it's like anything, the last couple of days have been, just spent literally on the phone and sorting things out. So to actually finally get here and get the kit on and get ready to work, which is the main thing, is to work on the pitch with the players. I've met with the staff already. I've given them a rough idea of how we work. I'm going to meet with the players in a short while and again outline what we expect and what they can expect back. So yeah, it's been a good morning so far.
There's plenty of speculation when the job became available. Was it a position that you always wanted from the off?
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of made it quite public that I've turned down one or two opportunities so far at Burton, and whilst I wouldn't say I was holding out for this job, you always have an idea that if the Blues job should become available, that's obviously one that I would be interested in, because I've got a good history with the club. Probably had the best 2 years of my career in terms of standard of playing from my own point of view, and thoroughly enjoyed it here. So left after 2 seasons. The pasture's new, but as I said, I think it always stays with you when you've played for the club, when you've been a part of the club. I think people then appreciate a little bit more from the inside what the club has to offer, and in particular the people around the club and the fan base is obviously hugely impressive.
And you've obviously got an affinity with the club, and so do many of your backroom staff as well. How much of a plus is that going to be?
Yeah, it'd be a massive plus. I think first and foremost they're good people who I trust, which is going to be very, very important over the next 6 months or so. But also they're good at their jobs. I mean, we've been together now for 2.5 years. I trust them all. They've all got a very different role within the group, but a really important role. And I think that's what I tried to do when I first came in at Burton. I brought Kev Summerfield in. I didn't know Kev that well, but he's experienced, and I wanted someone like that alongside me. And our relationship's grown over the last 2 years, as it has with the other players. So the fact that they've been ex-Blues can only stand us in good stead, I'm sure.
Obviously you've got a pretty short managerial career by many standards, but do you feel that standing at Burton has put you in good stead for a job like this in the Championship?
Yeah, and I think also my experiences go a little bit further afield than 2.5 years in the job. I mean, I've been coaching for 10 years now at all different levels of the game, from elite youth level to international youth level. To assisting people with caretaker jobs, in managerial jobs in the Championship, to working as an assistant and now a manager in League Two. So for me, I'm aware of the differences. I'm aware of the different requirements between League Two and the Championship. But I've also, I've played at this level. I've played in the Premier League, so I also know from a football side what's required. And for me, the principles are the same. Football doesn't change that much. Dealing with players doesn't change that much. And I'm ready for the job.
For those of the Blues fans that haven't perhaps seen your Burton team play, what can they expect? What sort of style are you looking to implement here?
Yeah, again, I mean, it probably grew over 2.5 years. I mean, the first style we looked to implement at Burton was a winning style, as simple as that. The primary aim and the primary target will be no different here, is to win games. To win games, get points on the board, and gradually build that philosophy over a period of time. The quicker we can do that, fantastic. At Burton this season, very, very organised team, very, very well structured team, I believe. Difficult to play against, difficult to beat, but also with a little bit of an attacking spirit and an attacking flair, and I think that's always important, particularly playing in front of the fans at St Andrews. To have that attacking spirit and that attacking mentality also is going to be important. But I think, particularly after the last game, I think a real good structure and strong base to work from is important.
It is obviously hard to avoid the current position and the last current result. It's a pretty big job you've got on your hands.
Yeah, but it's a great challenge. That's the most important thing for me. It's a huge challenge. It was no different at Burton. I think we hadn't won in 14 games. So players are low in confidence. Players have lost that habit of winning, and their mentality changes a little bit. And it's no different. I've got to impact manage over the next couple of weeks, try and change that round, try and get the players enjoying their football again, try and get the staff enjoying working again. Not that they haven't previously, but I just think that's my aim initially. And I know it's going to be a tough job to take on, but I like tough jobs. I don't like the easy life, and the challenge is the thing that's drawn me to it.
And it's a pretty big challenge in your first game as well. It don't come much bigger than Wolves away.
No, absolutely, but you know, why not start with the biggest one, local rivalry. Obviously it's going to be a very, very passionate game, and over the week I'll remind the players of that. You know, I'm pretty sure they're well aware of it, but you know, I've played in those games. They're always feisty. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I think as a team we've got to make sure we show the relevant passion and commitment to try and get some sort of result in that game.